The whole thing with the hardware is pretty amusing. If you haven't seen it, go take a look. You really have to see it. It's just a must-see. It's probably one of the most vivid illustrations of our time. It's a demonstration of the first Russian humanoid robot with artificial intelligence. It strutted onto the stage at a very prestigious conference. Everyone was a bit thrown off by the fact that it walked like Putin and even had Putin's facial expression. It was presented to the public with great pomp and then immediately fell flat on its face. They covered it up in a very comical way and carried it off. But that disgraceful crash, the first Russian humanoid robot with artificial intelligence, and at the presentation in Moscow, this caricature, of course, instantly became a brilliant meme and will remain one for the next 5 years. It's a symbol of Russia trying to punch above its weight, like a pig trying to get into a gun shop. And this symbol is just so ridiculous, so shameful. Well, yes, the robot really does, and there's no denying it. It truly deserves to be called Russian because only 89% of its parts are Korean and Chinese, but at least it was assembled in Russia. All in all, it unintentionally turned out to be a brilliant satire of the Russians, their dictator, and their hell. The senility of a dictator who hides out in his bunkers under the protection of 14 air defense systems. And when the time comes, he will fall just as shamefully as his robot did. For now, this doesn't bother the Russians. For one simple reason, in the 90s, as you may recall, Russia veered off its usual historical course. It took a few breaths of freedom and was terribly poisoned by it. It writhed, it vomited, and it started looking for a cure. And already on its last breath, it found that cure. In the form of a KGB officer who, just in case, blew up a couple of apartment buildings and did something vile with the Kursk submarine. Everything was obvious. But upon hearing that the real one, had drowned, Russia exhaled and realized that this was the scoundrel it needed, that this was exactly the one it wanted, deceitful, vile, vindictive, with the tendencies of a deranged Dracula, and so on. That's already common knowledge. And in general, she wasn't mistaken. He cured Russia of freedom, progress, law, and the like. All those unbearable nuisances for her. Yes, he cured her of freedom and returned her to her historical orbit, to her true path, under the whip, under the fat, stupid bureaucrats, into the trenches, into the morgues. Well, now we're just dealing with the consequences of all that.